9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. That's the best I can do. Okay, let's talk about the astrology of December 5th and 6th. Let's begin with December 5th. So the very, very first aspect going on is that we have the moon sextile the north node. So what this means, first of all, is that your family can help you succeed with endeavors. Turn to them. This is the very, very first point that I want to make, is that your family can be very helpful towards you. They can be beacons for oscillators. They can be seekins for bosselingers. They really, really can do a lot for you. And so it's important to know that you can turn to them for support and all the derivatives that go along with the long-siders. This is also a good time where we're preparing to undergo a powerful transformation. That can be also possible where we're transforming, we're evolving, we're shifting, we're rearranging ourselves. We're doing all the do things basically. That's what we're doing in the end of time. So, the other thing is to be receptive to those around you, to the advice of those around you, to the derivatives of those around you, to the derivatives of those around you. To be receptive and open to those around you. Imagination is heightened as well. There's also an abundance of emotional strength. This may have you feeling a lot of intense feelings and irrational fears clouding your judgment. That's what you may find, is that your fears cloud your judgment, that your emotions cloud your judgment, that you're trying to think really, really carefully about a certain issue and going down a certain path, but then your judgment is all wrapped up in all the derogatives, all of that going on because you've stopped messing with the engine. You've made yourself stationary. You've made yourself very fixed. You've done all that you could to shift and change, but you're stuck in a certain position, and it's so much that your emotions are taking over your mind. Your emotions are interfering with your rational thought processes, with that going on. That's what your emotions are doing. So don't let them do that. So let's consider how we want to balance out having our emotions have a seat at the table and having our logic have a seat at the table. Both of them come together beautifully, strongly, divinely, courageously in their own unique essence. For your emotions to be present, but you're not overlooking your logical decision maker's titment. You're not looking over that. You're not neglecting that. So, other things that could be heightened is your relationship with your mother, your relationship with the women in your life could be heightened, could be more important, could be areas of focus, could be areas of issue that you may face in your life right now. The relationship with your mother is primeval. It is absolutely 100% very, very important. And we must acknowledge this, as the case may be for our churches and shops and whatever we have going on, is that we need to form a deeper connection with feminine or mothering or nurturing figures in our lives. So we have to really consider, are we putting our eggs in the male basket or are we putting our eggs in the female basket? And which basket do we want to do? Which basket do we want to put our eggs in? What is the more important priority? What is the more important problem to solve in terms of where we want to put our attention? The masculine or the feminine? That's an important issue to take in mind. So, another really, really big focus is how you nurture is a big focus. How you take care of others, but more importantly, how you take care of yourself. How you nurture yourself. The self-care things that you do, the rituals that you do when you wake up in the morning, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, or meditation, contemplation, hanging up paintings, putting pillowcases on the bed, um, cleaning, mopping, zoning, whatever it is of how you nurture your environment, you nurture your body, you nurture your mind. All these things are really, really important as they are focal points of very important key points of how you nurture yourself, how you run your life, how you manage your life. This becomes really important to look at that and determine, in what areas of my life am I not being nurturing of myself enough? Am I sacrificing? Am I Um, overindulging in workaholism? Am I overindulging in restriction, completion? That is ironic after all, and it's for a reason. Because what we want to do is we want to make all our areas of life areas that we nurture ourselves equally. Because all areas of life should be, well, maybe there's some more important than others, but we want to make sure that we're nurturing ourselves in all areas of our life. That becomes important. Another aspect going on December 5th is that the moon will oppose Mars. So the moon is in direct opposition with Mars. The moon is in Aquarius, Mars is in Leo. Flip the two around and it would make more sense. But as it is, the moon's in Aquarius, Mars is in Leo. So this Aquarius Leo polarity of the community versus the self, versus me shining in my own effervescent, unique light, versus I'm giving back to my community. I'm thinking of the welfare of the group. I don't care about what others think of me. Versus I want to shine the spotlight and I want to be the center of attention. That's the polarity that we're dealing with when we're talking about Leo versus Aquarius. That's what we're dealing with. So, heightened emotions. We're feeling more emotional. And not so much like empathetic emotional, but more feeling based. We're feeling more emotional. Our emotions are revved up. We're feeling things. We're feeling irritable. We may feel frustrated. We might feel like we need to take action and move, and be in the driver's state of our lives. That may be a huge part of it. So it's very, very important to be very mindful of our words and actions. Because if we're not mindful, we can really tick somebody off. We can really act impulsively and brash cut them to the ground. We can say something and then it leaves a psychological, intellectual wound on another person. Or, you know, or a physical wound with actual physical action. We need to be mindful that we're not being too aggressive, we're not being too hostile, we're not being too offensive with what we're doing and saying, not making sure that it's not coming across in a bad way. So it's very, very important also to be level headed at this time as well, to have a level head, to have a logical playing field. Our minds are logically tuned to what is going on. We're being logical, we're being linear, we're being based in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, all of those kind of things where we're not so much in Kairos time, but we're choosing to balance it out with Chronos time. More logical, linear time. That's what Chronos time is. So, what we want to do is we want to be level headed as much as we can possibly can, not letting our emotions take over our minds, just like the last aspect that I talked about. And it's very, very important to express our feelings in an open, direct, straightforward way without causing harm to our relationships. Because oppositions can create challenges and difficulties and can bring to light negative qualities of the moon and Mars. So, what we want to do is we want to activate the moon and Mars and bring it upward to something more higher vision, something more higher vibration. We want to find the high roads of what the two planets are involved. In this case, it's our emotions and our action, our assertion. We're asserting our emotions. We're being straightforward in our emotions. We're expressing ourselves in an assertive, confident way. So, we need to also look out for things that can help us release energy because when we keep all our energy inside, we are constipated emotionally because we're not moving energy. We're not actually doing things to release the energy that at the end of the day, after we do the physical exercise, we feel balanced, we feel at peace, we feel calm, we feel like we've got it off our chest. So physical exercise is a wonderful way to release pent up emotions that we really, really need to focus on in terms of not suppressing the emotions, not keeping them wrapped up inside us, but letting them out in that kind of constructive way. So that is where we need to evaluate what we need to do. So that's that. So another thing is to not assert our will in ways that disregard the needs of others. We're asserting ourselves, we're being confident, we're being clear, we're being concise, but not in a way where it takes away our relationship, where it messes with our relationships, it hurts our relationships, it damages them. So, what we want to do is we want to be assertive, not aggressive, as I've already sort of went over prior to this. So, um, there could be more arguments with family members that could come about. Fighting issues could come up. We're feeling more argumentative. We're feeling more debatable. We're feeling more um, like we want to punch somebody and hit somebody and win over somebody and have the high ground all the time and really, take control, and someone is there trying to take control of our lives, and we don't want that, so we end up in a battle. We want a certain outcome, they want a certain outcome, and so there's a collision because the two are opposing. The two are different. They're either swearing or opposing. But either way, it's still a conflict. It's still an argument. So we want to approach arguments with assertion, confidence, and diplomacy. That's what we want to do with arguments. We may want to exert control over others. We may want to control or project or be the controlling force to another person. So being mindful of not being overly controlling, overly manipulative, overly in charge is what we need to remember in this case. There could also be struggles and conflicts in relationship. This is a big whammy aspect because when we have struggles and conflicts, what is the first thing that we do? We run for the hills. We avoid. We ignore. We shut out. Instead, choose to face the conflicts head on. Choose to be present. Choose to face those conflicts. Choose to show up to the plate, step up to the plate, and choose to fight what we need to fight. Because if we avoid, the issue is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until we have to address it and it's right in our face and the universe puts a sledgehammer in our path because we've not addressed this conflict. So we need to show up for conflict willingly. That's what we need to do. So there could be issues in relationships. There could be conflicts in relationships that could come up. Now, another aspect is that this is the midpoint of Mercury retrograde. We have what is known as a Sun Mercury cazimi, which means that the Sun is in exact conjunction with Mercury. And this happens at the middle of every Mercury retrograde cycle. And it also happens beyond Mercury retrograde, just like, um, in Genma. So, with this energy, this is a very social energy. This is very intellectual. We're good at persuading others. We have the gift of the gab. We're good at communicating our wants, needs, desires. We're getting to get others on our side and speaking very articulately, confidently, effectively. This is good for making plans for the future because we're more our logical mind is illuminated. The sun illuminates any planet that it is an aspect with. So planning out for the future, intellectualizing the future. Um, And we could also find that starting new businesses, starting new things, Mercury retrograde, not the time to start new things, but maybe you have revelations about what you want to start and you wait till after December 15th before you start the thing, initiate the big thing. So you wait till Mercury goes direct, then you can start over again. So it's very, very important that while we may process information and learn a certain way, somebody may learn and process information in a very different way than we do. So we do have to use some patience, we do have to use some kindness, we do have to use some diplomacy, we do have to be understanding and be willing to meet the people where they are, because not everyone is the same, not everyone fits the same image, not the shoe doesn't fit for everybody. But if it fits, wear it. But it doesn't fit for everybody. We all learn and process information in our own unique ways, and we have to be just accepting of how other people process information that is different from how we process information. So that's poignant shadow. So we do have to understand that self confidence, when we are asserting our self confidence, what people think of us is a reflection of them. It may come across as arrogance, but we're really expressing our confidence. So shine that light out into the world. This little light of mine, I'm going to make it shine. Shine that light of confidence out to the world. Be your radiant self. And don't get so wrapped up in what other people think of you. Because when we do that, we lose our shine. We lose our power. We lose our innate anima. That's what we lose. And so we have to become sovereign. We have to become free. We have to become liberated to be our authentic self, be our confident self in that kind of way. So, this is also good for promoting ourselves and our ideas, good for selling things, good for marketing, good for business. This is good for communicating confidently and expressively. This is good for teaching a class or giving a speech. This is great for teaching. This is great for sharing information. This is great for anything regarding communication at all, just like I'm doing on these videos. So, this is very, very important that, and December 5th is a day where I film videos, so that energy should help me film these videos when December 5th comes. So I'll be doing the same format, a live stream on December 5th at 5 p.m., where I talk about the astrology in the next couple of days. So this aspect is going to be very helpful and very effective for that. So, we're focused on our goals. This is time to focus on your goals. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve out into the world, especially when it comes to communication? That becomes paramount. It's important also, focusing on goals. We also need to focus on our relationships, so the balance between those two things, looking at which areas of life are not in balance with the other areas of life. So the balance there needs to be sort of put in play for us to magnify in a Jotsi way. So it's very, very important that we pursue our ambitions, we articulate our feelings, we articulate our truth very, very well. It's important to be diplomatic, but also to be inspiring to others as well. So that might be a thought note for that kind of thing. So it's good for engaging in drama because you're more assertive. And it's good for putting yourself out into a crowd because you have a lot of confidence to put yourself out there to shine, to communicate your piece out into the world or to your family. So, whatever the situation might be, communicate, express your truth, speak your truth confidently and effectively. This may be a time with many emails, communications, staying busy. You may be having a lot of information coming at you. Learning information quickly is what this also is about. And when you communicate, be confident, but also be open and compassionate. Open-hearted and compassionate is also qualities to embody now. And I think that those will come natural. The main focus is how can you turn that compassion into external confidence and articulation of thoughts. So let's talk about the two cards that I pulled. The first card that I pulled for um, December 5th is the Gatherer. I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle by Colin Baron Reed, Alberto Villoldo, and Marcelo Lavos. And the card that I pulled is the Gatherer in the reverse position. I just want you to see that the Gatherer in the reverse position. So what this means is, and I'm going to read, I keep forgetting to do this. I actually not forgetting to do this. I'm going to read to you the card from the guidebook, just so you can get a general sense of what the card is actually about. So what is the gardener and what is the significance of the gardener, or the gatherer, excuse me. So it says, before we cultivate grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens, where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty all around her. So, what the gatherer is about is looking to all the things that you have around you, including the things down there, looking to all the things around you, looking around your space. Okay. So, looking at all the things that you do have is really, really important. Looking at these things is very, very important now. So, looking around at our blessings, at our gifts, at our zeitgeist, at our sites, that's what we need to look at. We need to be very, very mindful of not getting into a scarcity mindset. My notes are all over the place. Forget it. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna staple these. This is ridiculous. Okay, so where were we? So look at all that you have. Is that serious? Really? I keep trying things. Okay, so share, don't hoard. Get out of a scarcity mindset. It's very, very important that we're not in a scarcity mindset. This is very, very, very important. Okay, moving on to December 6th. The first aspect is the moon sextile Mercury. So December 6th is the day when Mercury goes retrograde at 6 degrees of Leo, so we know that's going on. But what about December 6th? Well, the moon is going to sextile Mercury. So this brings about a lot of telepathy and prophetic dreams to the table. This is good to express our emotions in whichever form feels best for us, writing it, speaking it, drawing it out. Having authenticity in our interactions is really, really important. Being truthful in our interactions. Being sought out by those that need healing to come to them is really, really important as well. This could create a closer bond with women and mother-like figures in your life. That could be a very selective bondalute of what we're talking about, and making your communication style more reflective of your true self. Be truthful in your communications is very, very important. You know what? I don't think I'm going to do this live again because it's more difficult. Okay, so let's make it like that. Okay. What self-limiting beliefs do you need to now release? Good for helping others, being in service is the name of the game. Intellectual and emotionally understanding other people. You're the only one that knows the answers. Trust yourself, Moon trine Jupiter. Good to offer emotional support to those in need, honor your personal boundaries, doing things when you can enjoy the company of friends and loved ones. Social work, getting involved in promoting charitable work, abundant faith and spirituality. How can your contributions can be most effective and sustainable? Make sure your kindness doesn't lead to burnout. How does your nurturing side empower others to act with compassion and understanding? Concerned about others' welfare, but don't neglect your own needs and values. Another aspect we have going on is the moon will trine Black Moon Lilith. So, self-awareness, emotional freedom is really, really key with this. Authenticity in your interactions, sensitivity to the subtleness of one's environment and relationships, a strong emotional intelligence, connecting with one's deeper passions or shadow self. Emotions and intuition are aligned with raw primal energy. Intuition and raw emotions, asserting your intuition from home life. Mercury will trine Saturn. So when Mercury is in trine with Saturn, we really, really want to think about it. Mercury is the communication planet, and Saturn is the planet of discipline and structure. So when these two are squaring each other, it creates a difficult relationship. Where making a plan to accomplish all the responsibilities is more challenging, developing mature plans and ideas, prepare for detours, communicating your message as well for it to be both truthful and kind. You can be overly negative and critical when it comes to communication at this time. Other responsibilities may be taking you further from your goals than you really want to. speaking in more abundant tones, building resilience and self-compassion, turning negatives into positives, journaling and affirmations, seek diverse perspectives and be willing to adapt, breaking down tasks into small manageable steps. Your work needs to be edited and revised. Tasks that require mental discipline and hard work come to focus, deepening your understanding of yourself and your capabilities, challenges in communication because of your high expectations. And the moon is going to square Uranus. Yeah. So when the moon is square Uranus, this is about rebelling against limitations, breaking away the stability of your life, hard to resist anything new and shiny, break free from routines that bind you, acting as the devil's advocate, embrace diversity, diverse aspects of your identity, and reach out to those who understand you. Now, the card that I pulled is Eagle. Eagle. What does eagle mean? Well, eagle means finding your purpose and going towards it. That's what eagle means. Opening your wings and flying. The eagle is about being brave, being courageous, putting yourself out there, not afraid to shine, not afraid to do the shimmies all over yourself, and choosing to be free, choosing freedom is choosing freedom is really, really important if you want to do well with this card.